I'm Kortnie.
And I'm Emily. And this is Cheers to That. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back to your weekly podcast where we talk about motherhood, marriage, and laugh at everything in between.
Yes.
So, Kortnie, my love, my angel.
I'm scared. What do you have for me this
I had one
week?
and I just legitimately went
You know what?
blank.
Maybe I'll catch a break this week. That's fine. I'm okay with catching a break. And if you think of it, we can maybe have time. We'll see.
Oh, no. I remember now.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you had to choose which Shrek character best represented yourself, who would you choose?
Lord Farquaad.
Why was that so fast?
Let's see. I think I put a lot of thought into this. My hair, I'm short, I'm powerful. I can be annoying. I mean, I'm demanding. Let's see. I want power over everything.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Honestly, okay. Here's what I thought you were going to say. Donkey. Why do you think I thought you were going to say donkey?
Because donkey is an airhead?
No, because you always say, ooh, that's a nice boulder.
Oh, yeah.
You say that frequently.
That's a nice boulder.
I thought that you were going to, I was like, she's going to say donkey for
That's
sure.
hilarious. No, I didn't even think of donkey.
That's a nice boulder.
Who is your character?
Probably Puss in Boots, if I'm being honest. I know it's Shrek too. Sorry, everybody. Not keeping it authentic, but I feel like I'm definitely a Puss in Boots. Like I
can see
pretend
that.
to be tough, but I'm actually a little cat.
You're so soft inside. I definitely believe that.
Yeah,
I believe what you're saying.
So soft. And like I like to fight people, and I enjoy boots.
Yeah. Okay. It makes sense. I
And so
love
that's
it.
on that.
I love it.
Wow, beautiful, stunning. If you're watching and you're thinking, wow, something looks different. Those girls look so amazing and beautiful and wonderful. It's not us. It's our new table.
I would like to introduce you to
Our new table.
thank you, TJ Maxx. And
Isn't
thank you,
she
Emily, for
so
going shopping.
Cute.
I'm
She's
so
exactly what I
excited
wanted.
about this because we now have room for the display of our weekly wine bottle.
Schwein.
This week it's Studio by Miraval. Never heard of that one, but it tastes pretty good. I like it.
Miraval is one of my favorite brands of I always want to say it's Chardonnay, but it's not. It's like a rosé situation. I bought the wrong Miraval bottle. This is not what I usually.
You know what? This is good though. It tastes
good.
like Pinot Grigio to me.
Yes,
Is that what it
it's
is?
very light. Yeah, it tastes like Pinot Grigio. And I recently found out that Miraval is owned by Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Well, that's interesting.
Isn't that
Do they
weird?
split every purchase?
I don't think every purchase, but I feel like they probably are given.
I had no idea.
I know I didn't
though.
either. I heard that on something the other day, and I was like, "That's really weird." I've been drinking that wine for years and had no clue. So, anyways, you're welcome.
Interesting.
Jolie
Okay,
Pitt
that's a
family.
great little fun fact. And now we are promoting celebrities.
Yep.
So
There you go. Big,
You're welcome.
juicy lip celebrities.
how was your weekend?
Pretty good. My sister and my parents came over last night, so there was some debauchery.
Yeah, whatever you want to go with.
Some craziness in a good way. We played games and drank too much and had fun.
And I saw you guys played BattleBots, which is
not
real
you
great.
guys. My husband and my stepdad and my sister's boyfriend played BattleBots.
Oh, just the nerds.
and not like a game. Like they played on a mini BattleBot.
So
What do you call it? An arena.
when did Matt get his? He first got his, I think it was around his birthday.
Last
no,
year.
no, even worse. It was at Christmas because we were trying to figure out, like, what do you get a 1-year-old who just had their birthday and then you have Christmas a couple of days after, aka Tucker. And we're trying to figure out what the heck do we get him? Like, he got everything for his birthday. And Matt goes, I have a great idea. Let's get him a BattleBot arena. And I'm like, this
Because
sounds like
Tucker
this is
loves to play BattleBots
and has the thumb control to to drive these around. So then, Matt got his BattleBots. So then Connor, like a day later, got his BattleBots because their idea was, let's play BattleBots together. And they actually had this dream of going to Vegas just so they could see BattleBots in the actual arena. They were looking up VIP tickets, which surprisingly get very expensive. It's Discovery Channel. What are you doing? Like, this
seriously.
is BattleBots.
What's
Come
sad
on.
is we will end up at a BattleBots show.
We will. And we've
It's
tried
happening.
to resist it for 2 years in a row, but we're running out of excuses. So I think that our time is coming and we just need to mentally prepare.
I think if we can hold out maybe till Matt's 35th, because we've got at least this year and next year covered, because you're about to turn 30.
Yep.
Then the next year I'll turn 30.
Yep.
So then Matt will be 30. Our plan's perfect,
Okay.
right? Matt will be 34.
Yeah.
And then by the time that he's 34, then by 35, we'll have something else to
You
celebrate.
heard it here first, Matthew Henson.
See ya
Guess
in whatever year that's going to
Vegas.
be. I can't.
Don't hold me to it, but
Feels like 2027.
whatever it might be.
Something like that.
We're going to go to Vegas to watch your battle bots. So
start saving up, bucko.
so that's what you guys did last night, right?
Yes, that's what we did last night.
And your sister came over because they have been out of power because all of Houston got hit by another crazy storm. I told you we're turning into weathermen here. We said this 2 or 3 episodes ago, so just bear with us. But there were like actual tornadoes that went through Houston and knocked out power for so many people. Like my dad was out of power. Your
my
grandma,
dad, my grandma, my sister, a lot of people.
Really crazy.
And my sister lives like truly downtown in Houston. I think in the Heights. But she, her apartment doesn't have water or power. So she can't even like
you
like
can't
take
flush
a
the
shower,
toilet.
can't flush the toilet, nothing. So she came out here finally. Like we were like, come on, but she's like still hoping that she could stay home, and
well, it's one of those
eventually
things
would come on.
know that as soon as you leave your house, you're going to get a text saying the electricity is back on.
Well, they drove back today. We're recording this on Sunday. It'll be released on Wednesday, so hopefully the power will be restored by the time this releases. But she drove. Her and her boyfriend drove back out there today because they were like, "Ooh, maybe there's power."
Nothing.
Nope. Had to turn around and come back to my parents' house.
Oh my god! I mean, it's worth checking and probably grabbing a few things. But
yeah, they got like
really
the rest
sucks.
of the stuff out of their freezer. But yeah,
that
it's
sucks.
terrible. So
sorry, y'all. Sorry for all of this.
Bummer. This has been a crazy. I know the weather is like usually the dullest thing to talk about. The weather in Houston has been like apocalyptic, like hailing, almost golf ball size hail.
The flooding,
tornadoes. What's going on?
Revelations. I'm just waiting for the locusts, which are actually just giant mosquitoes right now.
The locusts are just happening on the other side of giant mosquitoes. I think the locusts are just happening in other parts of the world to punish them. Like we're just getting the rain.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So if anyone's building arcs,
we would like to be added to your list.
Yeah, please put us on your PR list. We don't want to die. Thank you. Yeah, that's fun stuff. I also would like to point out something really important. We're both wearing socks.
Why are we wearing socks, you might add?
Because freaks are afoot, pun intended. Freaks are around. So they're commenting on our YouTube and they're wanting feet pics. Now, you may be wondering, is there a shortage of feet pics in the world or feet pic providers? No. People sell that shit online all the time.
And there are certain apps for that, people. If you are looking exclusively for feet, please go to the directed app that they have made just for those things to be on there.
It's not here.
Not on YouTube. So this got me thinking, like, then I like really started to spiral because we are getting like weirdos that we're having to delete their comments, commenting on our feet. So here you have socks this time, long socks, grandpa socks. So like this can't be anything. It can't be made into anything. But then my mind took a dark turn and I thought, oh my God, think about all of the people who post their kids on YouTube for freaking content and think about all of the people. What if they're looking at their feet? Like, I don't want to be like that, but it's one thing to put, we're adults. Like, it's fine.
We're not consenting adults.
We're not consenting to that, but like we can handle some weird comments that we can delete.
Sure.
What I would not be able to handle is knowing that people are looking at my kids on like it has solidified like. Well, I've never wanted to be a YouTube family. I will never put my family on YouTube. And it's even started making me think like how much I put on my social media, which my Facebook is private. Like you have to add me as a friend or whatever. But on my Instagram, it's just made me second guess like the content that I'm putting out because then you realize like, anyone can be like looking at it or watching.
Weirdos.
Yes.
I think it's just like made me realize that these things are so prevalent and they're happening all the time. Like these actual weirdos are among us. And like sitting next to you in your cubicle thinking about your tootsies. And I hate it.
Well, but And how did they find us? So we looked at the analytics, and we're going to call some people out because we saw some people, it was like from Germany and then another country that I can't remember, the UK and Germany, and then the United States. And I'm like, how are these people finding our videos? Like, we're just two best friends trying to talk shit and like just,
but
you
also,
know,
I would like to back up here. Why are you assuming that the feet freaks are foreign?
No, I said, no. Hang on. I said,
like, if you're from Germany and you're watching this, back up. Our feet are not for you.
Okay, yeah, I did say that wrong.
You just mean,
I'm just assuming, well, because we also looked at analytics of like, there's a lot of men too. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's not for you.
Sorry.
So if you're a weird foot man
Can you go somewhere else?
Toodles.
Go pay for that shit on an app.
Toodles.
We don't deserve that kind of treatment.
No.
And no one else does around you. So we're standing up for what's right.
We're standing up for our feet.
You heard it here.
Free the feet.
Yeah.
Ish. We cut them out. Anyways, if you're not a foot fetish weirdo that we're yelling at, then thank you so much for being here. We love you.
Thank you for supporting us in all the right ways, looking at our beautiful faces, or listening to our beautiful voices.
Beautiful.
I mean, my dad even said he would like pay for us some harmonizing singing lessons.
That to me doesn't indicate that he thinks it's beautiful. He's like,
I know.
I know what you guys are getting for Christmas. Help. He's like, he said singing lessons, he means therapy. He's like, the fact that you have to record yourselves talking and then put it out for the world to see how moronic you are.
He just disguises the singing lesson. We show up and it's like, actually, I'm here to talk to you
today. It's a therapist sitting behind a piano. She's like, okay, and that's going to be a C flat. And also, tell me about your childhood.
It's music therapy, which, fun fact, they actually do have an elementary school at a school I taught at in Ohio. They had this for kids and it was really cool. But this is the version for adults where they just talk, they really want to draw everything, every feeling out of you because they know that you're very troubled. So I think that that's coming for us around Christmas time.
I don't have any problems. I'm great.
Yeah, Dad. We're perfect.
Yeah. Ow. Just kidding. I love you. Have you seen the movie The Accountant?
Oh, a long time ago with
Ben Affleck.
Daredevil. Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Yes. Also Daredevil. Do you remember though that he's autistic and he like goes into a room where it's like super loud music and strobe lights and he just like does like exposure therapy basically. That's what I felt like I need.
Exposure therapy?
Just like I need like really loud crazy screamo music and like strobe lights and I just need to like break stuff. I think that would be good for me.
They have those rooms where you can go break things. I think my cousin and his wife did that and they said it was a lot of fun.
I really feel like that would solve some things for me.
I like that. Let's go do that.
Smash some things. I like it. Okay, well, without further ado, further fanfare.
Let's get into what we are reading, listening, and watching.
I thought you didn't say watching.
I got it right this time. So I'm on episode 3 of Dark Matter, and it, in fact, is not a piece of shit. It is really good.
It was going to be really sad if you had to come on here and tell everyone.
I know.
Spoiler,
it's really good. Last night, the episode ended. I'm like, I want one more, but it's not available until this upcoming Wednesday. So I'll hold off. Well, I have to hold off on that, at least until Matt's back into town. So maybe on Thursday I get to watch that. Hopefully. And then I actually finally finished my book, People We Meet on Vacation. It was super cute. I don't know if anyone has said it's a smut book. I didn't feel like it was at all.
Not like too spicy.
No.
Do you like spicy books?
Yes,
okay,
I do.
I don't know if you did or not.
But this one was like honestly just really cute. I loved it. It just like made you feel good. And it's,
sweet.
You know, about this guy friend and this girlfriend who are friends for like 12 years. And then they get to see like what comes of that. So if you want just a feel good, light read, once I got into it, it started going by really fast. So I was really excited about finishing it.
You've been doing so much better than me on books. It's kind of insane.
Well, I actually started this new challenge from the girl that I do the workout programs with, Kat Golson.
Yeah.
So she's on Instagram. If you're ever wanting like this is not a promo for her. Like this is just me just saying,
do love
like,
her.
I really like her workout program a lot. And whenever you like click on a workout, it is pretty extensive, but she like reassures you, do what you have time for. So like I'll do a 30-minute workout every day, but she's also doing this challenge right now where it's like write down 3 things that you're grateful for in the morning and then 3 things you're grateful for in the afternoon. And then you have to start off your day reading 10 pages. And it's like, if you're already a reader, you're like, 10 pages, that's nothing. But starting your day out with that. So like on my conference time at 9 in the morning, that's when I'm doing it. So I'm like getting reading time in the morning, and then I'm still reading at night.
Well, and it's also like a time for you to be mindful instead of scrolling on your phone. You're like,
Speaking
I
of
have to do that.
It's kind of crazy. My phone screen time this last week, I actually don't know if it rang it up right, but it was down like 72%. And I looked and it was like an hour a day is what I spent.
What?
I don't even know how that's possible.
Can't relate.
But well, normally it's not like that at all. But I think because I've been more intentional with my time. So that's how I got through that book. So I'm going to pick out a book after I
don't know what
we finished today, and I'll figure it out. Oh, and Carol gave me some books at work too, so maybe I could grab one of those. I forgot about those.
Yeah.
And then a last thing, and then I'll let you go.
No,
I finally did my homework. I'm turning it in 2 weeks late. I listened.
That's gonna be some points off.
I listened to the Beyonce album, and I only half did my homework. I have bad news bears for you.
Not it.
I got halfway through it, and that was about all I could take.
I'm going to be honest with you. I did not listen to all the songs. And I kind of like, I let a song sit with me for like 30 seconds to a minute. And then I'll hit skip if I'm like not feeling it. And some of the songs are like real talky or whatever. And so I'm like,
it felt like she was trying to be really artsy with her album, which I can respect. But I notice in a lot of her songs, and this is not to say Beyonce is not talented. What I'm saying is her like what she sings, how she sings is just not my style.
Yeah.
So like her vibrato is like really, really high, or like it's a lot is what I'm trying to say. It's like just, it sounds like opera singing basically. And that's not my style.
Are entitled to have your own opinion and not like it. That's okay.
Yeah, but I'm just coming off really strong about it, and I don't know why.
No.
But I'm like, there was a song or two that was like okay, but I just couldn't get into it.
There's some that gets stuck in my head, and they're mostly the ones that are like on TikTok.
Yes, like, it ain't Texas, or it ain't Texas. Woo! Woo! And then like every time I think about that song, I think about all the like dances I see on TikTok and I roll my eyes. So I think maybe that's like a negative connotation I have associated with it. But
that song is definitely overused on the talk. And you know what song is about to be overused on the talk? In Afoot, it's that me espresso. Have you heard that one?
Oh, by
Sabrina
Carpenter. Yes.
Yeah, and like cute song. It's fine. It's the talk is ruining.
Okay, TikTok. I thought you said the talk, and I'm like, is this a show I'm supposed to know
the
about?
Talk,
the talk,
TikTok.
Okay, millennial. I was like, the talk. What is that? I was like, is this a show?
I just know it so intimately. I gave it a nickname.
So the talk, yes, it is. There, I think those songs like they make you get burned out on it so quickly because they're so overused. I'm like, can anyone be original around here? Here we are, like. You know, the most unoriginal people ever, but I'm going to call out everyone else who, you know,
it's not about us. We would totally pick other songs.
Yeah.
We didn't pick Taylor Swift songs for both videos that we posted on TikTok that aren't us talking. It's fine.
What about you? What were you up to this week with?
So right before we started recording, you asked me like, what did I read, watch, listen to this week? And I was like, ooh. This is one of those weeks that it just like breezed right past me.
Well, and it's kind of crazy because in the grand scheme of things, like I said, I watched Dark Matter. I watched one episode, guys, all week. And I realized like that's the only TV that like I turned on for myself. Now, did we have like cartoons playing in the background? Yes. But like sitting down intentionally.
Right.
One episode, 1 hour.
Yeah. I think I watched one episode of Girls this week during the day before I went and picked Fielding up because I like had a break in work. But I did hair a lot in the afternoons this week. After working all day with school and like school we're wrapping up because it's the end of the year, so it's just kind of a busy time. But yeah, I didn't get to read, watch, or listen to that much. I was reading better, like I'm doing a better job of reading The Crown of Midnight, the second book in Throne of Glass, and that series, and it's good. It's hard because I have read it before, so I know it's gonna get so much better. And I found myself doing this the first time I read it, but I didn't know it was gonna happen. But it's like right now I'm just kind of bored, but this is also very important story building. It
doesn't make you want to skip forward to the important part.
Because there's so many things I forgot and like so many details. And now that I know what's going to happen, I'm picking up on more details. So it's good. It's fine. I also started playing Zelda more again.
Love that for you.
Yeah. So in case you weren't aware, anyone that's like my friend that follows me on Instagram, I'm like, can someone recommend a game on the Switch that I can play that's like Zelda? And people are always like, what? I am a nerd. I love to play video games, and I've been playing. I don't even want to say how many hours I think I have on Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch.
I feel like screen time hours don't count on the Switch. It's mainly just on your phone, but that's because it counts. Like, it actually counts it physically.
Yeah,
counts
no, the Switch will tell you, though. Like,
oh, it will? Mm-hmm. Oh.
I am telling you, it's over 500 hours on the game. I'm not kidding.
Oh, just the game itself?
Total that I've spent playing the game is over 500 hours.
Mm-hmm. That's a commitment. Okay.
There's just so, it's like an open, really getting nerdy. It's like an open world concept. So there's so many things you can do. Like, it's just not, and I can just sit there and like, and I can like kind of half zone out and like not focus on my regular life, but also I can still listen for fielding. It's like, it's a little easier to me to get interrupted on than reading, because reading I get like so into it and I get really frustrated whenever I'm like in, out. I'm like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna stop reading. It's like mindless, but it's also active. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm a nerd.
Well, you can multitask with it. So if you guys see her at, what's it called? Like DigiCon or something? What's that? What's it called next year? Comic-Con. If you see her.
DigiCon. Trademark it, somebody. It's going to catch on. If you see her at DigiCon.
If you see her at Comic-Con, apparently dressed as Zelda. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Also, that's not my style. I can't even dress up for Halloween. I truly, at heart,
I feel like I would dress up to go to that before you ever would. And I don't like those things either.
I'm an undercover nerd. I always have been. And people I have known my entire life are always very shocked. Like, especially people I like knew in high school. They're like, "Oh no, you're like a weirdo underneath." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not cool. Like, you guys are thinking one thing."
Yeah.
It's the other. I am.
You have this whole other secret life.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm just multi-talented, beautiful, wonderful, stunning, amazing.
I love it. That's all of the things you are.
But I did want to say something about something I watched, but now it's left my brain. What were we talking about? Let me.
Girls. You watched Girls, you said.
Just a little bit. I feel like there was a movie or something. I don't know. We've been watching Storks a lot with Fielding, and it's such a cute movie. Like, have you seen it?
No,
it's on Netflix. It's really cute. And it's like a pretty heavy hitting cast. Like Andy Samberg as the main character.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of weird. Yeah. But there's a lot of people in that one, so I really like that. I watched Shrek 2 last night, which is, one of my passions.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is.
Before we started recording, I won't use this on my holy matrimony, even though I should. Before we started recording, my dear, dear, dear sweet husband, I said, "Hey, do I look like an oaf in this shirt?" And if you're watching, you can see what I'm wearing. But if you're listening, I'm wearing like an oversized men's Shrek green t-shirt. And I did not put together that it was Shrek green. And I said, "Do I look like an oaf?" And Connor said, "No, but you do look like Shrek."
So an ogre,
which
not
is
an oaf, just an ogre.
Which is way worse. So that's cool.
He also commented on my socks, and because yours are taller and yours are Nike, so I'm guessing like those are the cool
trendy
socks. Well, he was trying to give me a hard time about my socks because they're like just above my ankle, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you with your 12-year-old girl socks?" And I'm like, "Listen, Dress Up Buttercup recommended these, and you should have seen the look on his face. Like,
it killed him inside.
Who the hell is Dress Up Buttercup?" But
he doesn't know what's going on.
She's on Instagram, like she's an influencer, and she recommended these, so I just assumed
it wouldn't matter though. Connor just loves to roast everything and everyone. Like, he was on fire yesterday. My whole family was like, "Good God, Connor."
Because he comes out of nowhere with it.
Yes. Well, so one time I walked to your house and I was wearing my Nike socks that I got for Christmas because I'm trying to be cool, and like high top Converse. And I walked to your house. Yeah, I was like, "What's up?" And Connor goes, "Are you like a 90s basketball coach or something?" And I'm like,
90s basketball coach.
Okay, bitch. First of all.
Rude. You know what? He needs to go teach high school, and he would just all of those kids. Yes, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, he humbles me frequently.
He does keep us all humbled. Even when we think we're up here, he just brings us right back
down to the basement,
back down to reality.
That is correct.
Well, let's move on. If you're ready to holy matrimony. So this weekend, my washer and dryer of 12 years. Yes, you heard that. We have had our washer dryer for 12 years. It bit the dust. And the washer is actually perfectly fine. It's the dryer. And I had told Matt the last time it broke, and I got this idea from my dad. He was like, have him order the part that's breaking on the dryer because it's just the heating element and it's a $25 part. And Matt is like, literally so handy. He really is. Like, he can fix anything in our house.
He's also a mechanic for work. I like to put that out. He and Connor are both mechanics, so they are incredibly handy people that can fix anything.
He can fix, or if he doesn't know, he'll watch a YouTube video and then he'll know all of a sudden. And so he's just been replacing our heating element, and that's happened twice before. So the last time it happened, I was like, you need to order a part. That way we have it on hand. And because laundry, it's crazy. I don't realize how much I do of it every single day until I'm out of a washer and dryer for 2 days. And then all of a sudden it's piled up. And
these damn kids
did not order the part. And so it broke yesterday. The heating element went out on the dryer again.
Well, and y'all had a deal.
And the deal was, if you don't order that part and have it on hand, I just get a new washer and dryer.
I think that's so fair.
I don't think is too much to ask, because
you made it last for 12 years.
It has moved from Oklahoma to Ohio several times, because we've moved like houses in between each of those moves too. So like once in Oklahoma, twice in Ohio, and then here like twice in Texas and Houston. And so these washers and dryers, the washer and dryer have been through it. So
seriously,
we got to go pick out a new set last night, and I was really excited. And he really wanted front loading, and I could tell like it took everything in him. But he was also really sweet about it too. And he was like, pick out whatever you want, because
thanks, Matt.
I'm the woman, and apparently like laundry's just left up to me.
It is your job.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
We both do laundry in this house, but he let me pick these out, and I got like these top loading like Maytag washer and dryer. I'm really excited. It's funny because I picked out just plain white, and because that's mainly all they have. Like it's white, or like they had like 2 options of dark gray and then maybe like a blue. And it's funny because I feel like everything has come back around to white appliances.
White was not cool. Like white appliances was like the lame thing to have. And now people get like cafe appliances, like all the cafe white stovetops and refrigerators that are like $12,000 and they're beautiful. But yeah,
and white used to be the sign of like, that's the cheaper stuff. And now white is just as expensive. And fun fact, the washer and dryer we're getting rid of currently is bright red.
Bright red. You also, whenever you bought your current house, you guys redid like all the flooring, and you put this like super, super cute pattern tile in your laundry room.
I love it so much.
But it is navy and orange.
Yeah, it's like a khaki color with a dark blue, and the red then just kind of clashes with that.
Giant, huge,
and the front loading washer and dryers are so big. So I'm really excited to see how much room I have left in my laundry room. And I told Matt, I was like, "Guess what's next? Cabinets."
I know. I was just thinking you need cabinets. Yes,
so I want cabinets, and that would finish off our laundry room. So, if you have currently like bought a house, or just know, like if you're going to buy a house, like these things take time. So basically what we've had to do is go room by room to like get things the way we want it. And I still have so much I want to do, but if I wanted to do everything at once, we would literally be in so much debt. So it's like, let's just do a little at a time. And the last thing was our game room. We did that. And so I'm like, let's just finish up the laundry room while we're at it and get my cabinets in.
Yes. Let's do it. One time when we lived in Ohio, when Connor and I first moved, it was like Connor's first real job because he was 24 and like he had worked at like dealerships and stuff doing car stuff. But like this was the first job he was actually like making money. But we were also still like so scared to not have money and like living on our own completely in a different state and all that stuff. So we needed a washer and dryer for our first apartment. And instead of going and buying a washer and dryer from a store, Connor found a person in – what was that town in West Virginia that is like heroin capital of the world? Ravens?
Parkersville?
No, not Parkersburg. The other one. Ravens.
I don't know. Oh,
Ravenswood or something. It's before you get to Parkersburg.
Parkersburg. I called it Parkersville.
Parkersburg. It's before you get there. We went to this guy's house. Sorry, excuse me. We went to this guy's trailer. And I'm not talking like nice, cute trailer. Stained, dirty mattress on the ground.
Yeah. Oh.
And he had a yard on the side of his trailer fenced in with, like, I'm not kidding, 20 washer and dryers. And he's like, yep, these don't work. They do work. It was $200 total.
And Connor's the kind of person that once he's too far into something, he's not going to admit, let's turn around and go. He's just going to stick to it. He's going to stick to the plan.
And so we are dealing with I'm not kidding, like opioid addicted crazy. And West Virginia, if you don't know, is like the opioid capital of the United States, which is sad and not something to be laughed at.
Yeah, no. There's science behind that, y'all.
However, we were in a scary situation. Yeah. But we got a cheap washer and dryer. And honestly, best washer and dryer he probably stolen from a laundromat. They were freaking baller. But then what happens so many times when we lived in Ohio before we met you guys, it was just Connor and I. So Connor made me move everything. And I remember moving that washer and dryer that probably weighed easily 200 pounds, like minimum. And the whole bottom was like rusted out and crazy. God. And our apartment had like the tiniest little baby laundry rooms. We had to like maneuver. We're getting stuck by the door. I like cut my hand on this washer and dryer and I was like, I have tetanus. Like I have to go to the emergency room. And anyways, those traveled with us twice.
Yeah.
We moved those into our first house.
Now that I realize with appliances, like how heavy they are and how hard they are to move, I'm like, why did we not leave these 10 moves ago?
And also like, you will not catch me moving an appliance now. I told you whenever y'all moved into this house, I'm like, I'm past the point of moving for friends. I will throw you $100 to get movers. Yeah. I'm done. My moving days are behind me.
And we paid for movers the last time, and I highly recommend that.
It's the best.
Like, budget it in. If you think you can't afford it, like save up for it, because what you don't want to do is, because I had called my dad over and he was going to just help, and because he had gotten to the point he was like, Kortnie, like I will pay for movers for you if that means I'm not moving all day. And I was like, no, we've got it. I think we paid for it. I don't remember. Sorry, Dad, if you did pay for it. I'm not giving you recognition.
But no, we got it. You're in this with me, even though you're wanting to say no. And then
he came over and he's seeing these moving guys like move all of our stuff, because like I try to be pretty minimalist, but we do have quite a bit of stuff, and it's just no matter how much you have.
Just your couches. I mean,
and he was like, Kortnie, you expected Matt and I to move all of this by ourselves?
Yes.
And I was like,
100%.
I guess I did, but so now, and I'm past that point too, where you know what?
Once you get movers once.
And it was affordable compared to, because they wrapped everything for you. They had the moving trucks, so you didn't have to rent anything.
You will never move a piece of furniture again.
I will never go back.
But I definitely did that when I was younger. Like, I would just be like, nah, I can do it. And I feel like Connor traveled a lot more. Like when we lived in our Fall Creek house, what I'm thinking of. But I would put huge pieces of furniture on a sheet and slide them around the house on the wood floors.
Learn how to get that stuff moved around the house.
I would do it. And then Connor would get home and be like, you're going to kill yourself. Like, you can't do these things. One time I got stuck on top of our fridge in our Fall Creek house because I was trying to hang a mirror above our fridge because our ceilings were tall in there and it needed something. And I got on top of the refrigerator and then I couldn't reach the
What did you do in the RV whenever you guys lived in that? Wasn't it like you had to take the TV off of the, the mount in order to move the RV, right?
No, I did not have to take it off a mount. I had to let it fall on top of me. So Connor and I lived in a fifth wheel. And then we'll move on from Holy Matrimony. Connor and I lived in a fifth wheel camper for almost a year. And this was after we lived in Ohio. We moved back to Louisiana because we wanted to be like closer to Louisiana for the first time. But we wanted to be kind of closer to Texas. And the goal was always to get back to Houston to be closer to family. But this position Connor was taking, same company, but he was going to be traveling like double the amount he was in Ohio. So he was like, hey, instead of us buying a house and you being alone in Louisiana all the time, why don't we buy a camper and you just travel with me? Now, the downside to that is that Connor has a work truck. So who drove the camper?
Well, and you had to learn to back it up. And
it was a fifth wheel. So it had like
it
had a... I think it's called a gooseneck, but it might be called something else.
It's a gooseneck.
Yes, it had a gooseneck hitch that I had to learn to back it up. And if you've ever done that, it's very precise.
Well, and you had to like do all of the hookups as well for the camper, which is very
so Connor
difficult, but I think it's heavy work.
It is. It's not easy. So and it's oh god, I just broke my elbow. It's also gross. Like I had to hook up our septic container things all the time.
Well, and whenever you left Houston, you probably never imagined yourself doing any of that.
LOL.
So
no, not for a
so
minute.
with the TV, what were you doing with it?
So whenever we moved out of our house in Ohio and moved into the camper, Connor refused to give up our 65-inch TV, even though we were moving into
inside of a camper.
We were moving into a 34-foot mobile home.
I think you turned your basically your living space, right, into a movie theater.
No, it was in our bedroom.
So big. Or that's what I mean.
It was in your bedroom, our bedroom, and our room in the camper was so small that when you turn the TV on, the whole room would get really hot. I'm getting sunburned from this television. So, anyways, but 65-inch TV, and this was in 2018. So TVs are still super heavy. I feel like it's not plasma level, but it was still a heavy TV. Yeah. So Connor would leave really early, 5 a.m, and I was like, I'm not getting up and driving the camper. I'm at 5 a.m. See, I'll get there when I get there. So our TV was on our dresser. So what I'd have to do is slide in the bedroom slide to where the bed would be all the way against the dresser. And then I would take the 65-inch TV and grab it from the top and just do a controlled fall where it would be on top of me. And
That's so dangerous.
I
remember you telling me at the time.
I would crawl out from underneath the TV on the bed and then brace the TV against the dresser. And that's how, and then I'd like hook it up and load up, and we got in the car.
Would you do that now?
No. I wouldn't live in a camper now. That was when I was 20.
That was a different time in your life.
I was 23 when we did that.
More adventurous.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
More
I also
flexible.
wouldn't carry like these like huge, heavy, like 50-pound power cords. So to plug in our whole house. And
yeah.
I remember people being like, oh, is your husband or dad here? Like whenever I'd pull up to gas stations because I'm driving like a 3/4-ton diesel truck and a 34-foot fifth
Well, and
wheel.
you're tiny. Like you're getting out of this giant truck.
Yeah, people always be like, where's your dad? And then also I had Harper, our dog, who I actually haven't mentioned at all on this podcast. Oopsies. I've got a German Shepherd who looks like a wolf. She's a long-haired German Shepherd. And so I had this big truck, this big RV, and this big-ass dog. And people are like, who is with you? Like, you are not doing this by
it's
yourself.
Called feminism. Why do I need someone with me?
What's up? No, I'm going to hook it up.
It's modern aged women. Have you never heard of it? Come on, get with the times, people.
I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up.
I'm a survivor.
I'm not going to give up. I'm going to work harder. Who is that Destiny's Child or is that? Okay, thank you. Beyonce.
I was also thinking Reba McEntire, though, I'm going blank. It's okay.
I'm not from Oklahoma, so I don't really.
Well, I am, and we know Reba McEntire.
So true. But anyways, I digress.
Okay, we have some good Mom Trom stories today.
But first, I think we should take time because we got our second sponsor.
Okay, I am going to talk about this one.
Please.
So the name of the sponsor is called Chalkboard Candle Co. Chalkboard Candle Co. You heard it right. Yes. And what this company does, though, they reached out to me, I think because they saw that I'm a teacher and they support teachers. So what they do is from every purchase, they take a percentage and you enter a teacher's name and that teacher gets entered in for a drawing. So the percentage that they take from their profits of these candles, then the teacher gets drawn and then they can spend it on whatever they want. And I was looking on their website and I loved it because they were like, if you're a teacher and you win this, you don't have to spend it on classroom stuff. It can be spent on anything. And what I also like about their candles is that they are coconut wax. And so their website talks all about it because there's like soy wax, which is supposed to be like cleaner, but fun fact, that's actually not a sustainable resource. It's not, the industry's not able to keep up with it. And they said coconut is. And so it's like pricier for them to do. So it's supposed to be a cleaner burning candle.
It's non-toxic. It is cleaner burning. She's got so many amazing scents.
Well, and they're cute too because they're all teacher themed, but you can also get like a blank label and put whatever you want on it and then choose your scents. So the one I got is called Graduation Day and it's like a eucalyptus, like very spa-like. And I ordered that yesterday, so that should be coming in. And like once I light it up, I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know how it smells. And then which one did you get?
I ordered all-nighter. And I sent it to you. I was like, I ordered all-nighter. And you were like, that's literally the most you sent. Because Connor and I have like a very specific candle we like. It's like masculine.
Kind of musky.
Woodsy. Amber. Whatever. And that was it. And I was looking for something on her site and she really has like everything you could imagine. And that I found that one and I was like, yes, perfect.
Yes.
So, and Jason Kelsey said it on his podcast. He's like, I don't believe in burning stuff that smells good because it can't be good for you. But this actually is clean.
I love that you just referred Jason Kelsey. And I love that he was talking about like clean burning candles.
Well, because I think him and Travis was saying something about scents and he's like, I don't believe in that.
No, this one is supposed to be. And I like that it is like they are using coconut, which they said like there are plenty of resources for. Like it's very easily.
Especially with bidets in the house.
Yes, exactly. So that code for that is cheers to that 20 and that gets you 20% off a whole order.
20%
which
off
is
checkout.
Huge. And the candles, like once you get onto the website, they are a little bit pricier, but like if you go to Bath and Body Works, but guess what? Bath and Body Works is full of toxic chemicals that give you headaches.
If we're being honest.
And Bath and Body Works, seriously, they give me headaches.
Yeah.
And it's because of all of the chemicals they use. So I think it's worth it to spend like a little extra money.
Yeah.
And if you're going to get on there, and then you can support us at the same time. So
and teachers, and the owner and founder, and I'm pretty sure she makes them all herself.
Yeah.
Is a former teacher.
Yes. And we love to support that.
Absolutely.
We love to support education. So one more time, and we'll put it in the show notes, but it's a capital C for Cheers, and then everything else is lowercase. So cheers to that 20.
And that is at Chalkboard Candle Co. So follow them on Instagram, do all the things.
We'll tag them too once we get our candles too.
Absolutely. I just had a mom traum pop into my head because we're talking about scents. Do you remember?
Oh.
Fielding was 8 months old, could crawl like a speed demon, but could not walk yet. And, he was always mischievous. So we're like, where's Fielding? We look over and we're at Kortnie's house. And this was around Christmas time. So I guess he was probably 10 months old or 11 months old.
I was gone. I was having Tucker, right? Lauren was there.
Were you?
I think Lauren was there house sitting.
Oh my God. So you weren't even there.
Texted me about it. I wasn't even there, but I got to hear about it.
Yes. So Fielding crawled over to Kortnie, had a wallflower plug in, which is like from Bath and Body Works. It's like one of those oil dispensary things. And you put it in and it heats up a little bit and it whatever. And it even screws backwards.
Yeah, it's not easy to get out.
It's not easy to get out, but I almost think they screw them backwards to be more childproof. So my not even 1 year old
with that.
my not even 1 year old, we look over the couch and he has been out of eyesight for 1 to 2 minutes, and he has unscrewed the wallflower, and is sucking the fragrance out of the container. And Connor and I are like, holy shit! So I had to go poison control. And they're like, if he's not vomiting, like he's probably okay. But it was Christmas time, so he smelled like Christmas. His breath smelled like
no, that's the part that gets me is like, no, he literally smelled like Christmas.
His breath smelled like Christmas. I can't explain it any other way. Like pine cones and evergreen.
We've said it before, and like, not that we like to compare kids at all, but like with Addie, I never had to worry about her pulling something from a thought. She never pulled anything from the wall and then decided to like suck on it. So then I just didn't think about that needing to like be baby proofed whenever
I didn't think about it either, and I'm his freaking mom. I'm like, what the hell?
But the fact that y'all look over there and he's just sucking on it. What's wrong with that kid?
But let me tell you that he still does that with like, we got him a little Cars cologne whenever he was really obsessed with Cars. It came in like a body wash kit, and we always like would spray his little Cars cologne on him, and it was so cute. He sucked the fragrance out to where the pusher thing to actually spray it stopped working because he would suck the cologne out of it.
Well, I'd like to note that this kid is very picky too. So out of all the things that he wants to eat or drink or whatever,
cologne and fragrances. Yeah.
Is he okay?
No, it's called being oppositionally defiant, and he is not interested in what I want to give him. He wants to forge his own path, and by doing so,
the good thing is, he was born that way. You guys didn't make him that way because, I mean, he was he was crawling pretty well at the time that he, sucked on my wallflowers. But like, he wasn't old enough for you guys to you didn't mold that man. He came out that way.
He is defiant, and not in a way that's like,
it's not like a bratty, throw a fit way.
He is very much, I'm going to do it my way. And we laugh.
But he does it silently, though. And he'll look, you'll tell him something, and then he looks at you, and then he just does whatever he wants. Like the other day, he was sitting at like this little kids' table I have at my house, and he was like, he sat down and he ate, which is a big thing.
Yeah.
And so my teacher, me, was thinking, I need to tell him good job, because with Tucker, it's like he does anything and like he's already clapping for himself. Yeah. So like he demands positive reinforcement. So then with Fielding, I'm like, good job, buddy. And he looks at me and shakes his head no at me.
And then stands up and walks away.
And then I'm like, oh, well, I feel like an idiot. And I'm like, wait, a 2-year-old's making me feel like an idiot. What's wrong with this?
Makes me feel like an idiot a lot. Well, someone told me after I had him, I was explaining my birth story, and they said, I have a theory that how kids come into this world is so telling of their personalities. And it really, with all three of the kids combined, it's so freaking true because Fielding came out, which I'll tell you, we'll talk about stories.
I was going to say, let us know if like you're actually interested in
I've
this.
Had a couple people
one
ask.
Episode, I would like to go through our birth stories.
Because it's also so representative of their personality. So Fielding was born sunny side up, face side up, and would not turn.
Yeah.
And it's so funny knowing him as a human now. That is so freaking Fielding to be like, no thanks. I'm going to go the most difficult way and come out face up. So
it really is
what's
him,
up, bitches? Like, hey, guys. Yeah, so cool. Thanks, Fielding. Whatever. We'll tell those stories. Maybe next week we'll do that. But
yeah, that would be a fun one.
Moving right along, because I've been talking a lot today about random stuff.
Totally fine. One mom traum that got sent in, and I was telling Emily, I was like, it was funny because at first, like, I just saw the notification pop up, and I thought that she was responding to Holy Matrimony, and I was like, oh, but it was mom traum that she was responding to, and the mom traum was that she's like, anytime that she's like naked, like undressed or whatever,
naked,
in the bedroom, like her kid will come up and squeeze her belly, and I'm like, oh, so that's your kid doing that, not your husband?
That was the husband.
Well, there would be like issues if there was a husband and whatever, but the fact that her kid is doing that, and like we say all the time, our kids humble us so much. So I definitely can relate to that, because it's like Addie, the one time, we might have already told the story, whatever, if we did, just ignore it. If we did, we were like something like, oh, do we look cute or something, like we were getting ready to podcast, and she's like, not really.
You look okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, so kids are out here to humble us.
They're trying to ruin our lives.
Humble
honestly.
us, yeah.
Yeah, Fielding has started.
And I even told her, I was like, oh, I can relate to that so much, because Addie's always putting me in my place.
Fielding's always messing with my belly button.
Yeah.
I think because it just looks really pathetic now. Like, I have had my belly button pierced twice. And,
well, and you've had a kid.
And I had a kid. And my abs never went back together after I had him. And, because I didn't do anything to make them go back together. But he's, like, very curious about my belly button. And it hurts my feelings. He's always like,
can you just leave me alone, please?
If my shirt comes up when I'm laying down, he'll, like, grab my shirt and pull it down. Like,
oh, God.
Put that shit away. I'm like, okay.
These kids are rough on us, man. Like, we're out here just trying to survive with these gremlins, and they're awful to us. Here's the next story. I'm going to let you read this one.
As soon as this happened last night, I thought of you. I was in the bath after a couple Mexican restaurant margs, and my son wanted to join. I let him in, and he grabbed an Easter egg because he plays with them all the time as bath toys. ... Immediately, he peed in the Easter egg and then poured it on me.
Most boy thing ever.
I'm like, girl, and this is someone I've talked about before. She sent us stuff before because her son is like 3 months younger than Fielding, and then she also has another kid that is like 15 months old. So she is, and they're both boys, and I'm like, girl, God bless. But like peeing in something and then pouring it on you. Like, why? But that's what they do.
Well, and I mean, I've been here where like I get in the bath and I just want a relaxing, like I love my bath times. Like I put my Epsom salt in, and then like Addie will run up and be like, oh, Mama, can I join you? And then like part of me is like, no. And then the other part of me is like, well, shit, she's not going to ask for this forever.
Yeah.
So then I let her in, and then she's having the time of her life, and I'm having an okay time. And
if that doesn't describe, that is, put it on a bumper sticker. My kids are having the time of their life, and I'm having an okay time. That is literally.
Can we get that on a shirt? That's our summer wardrobe.
Coming soon to a merch store near you. My kids are having fun. I'm having an okay time. That's everything.
But it's like everything you do is for them. And so I'm like, sure, you can get in the bath with me.
And it is fulfilling.
Whatever. But and just like if you're not a parent, like there's no alone time. As far as like you get in the bath and you think that time is for you, and you're like, oh, I would never let my kid in the bath with me. Well, guess what?
Think again.
Guess what? When they demand it and you're like, I'm too tired.
Well, and they're also so cute, and it's so, and like,
can I get in the bath with you?
Yes, and you have your moments where you're like, okay, buddy. And I'm saying buddy because I'm thinking of Fielding, but and then you do it and you're like, oh my God, am I a moron? I feel that way when I keep him home from school because I work from home. So I'm like, yeah, just let him stay home with me. And then by like 1 p.m. I'm like, what have I done? I have made the biggest error of my life. Get to school. Yes. But I can't. You can't drop him off. So
I was going to tell you this. This isn't necessarily a mom trauma. I just think it's funny. Today I had just on like a beige t-shirt, and Addie comes in with a flower shirt, and she's like, Mama, it's flower day. And I was like, what's flower day? I don't know what this is. And she's like, it's where I wear a flower shirt and I get pancakes with chocolate chips and whipped cream. And I was like, girl, you can't just make up your own holiday. That way you get whatever you want to eat for breakfast. And then she was like, okay, fine. And
I love her so much.
then she told me, she was like, Mom, you have to put on your flower shirt. It's flower day. So she made me change to match her. And why am I the embarrassed one of like, oh, I guess I have to change to match her? But I think it's funny because like whenever she was a baby, I would pick out matching outfits for us on purpose. And then it kind of evolved as like she got into a toddler and I would accidentally buy like clothes that like I would wear or like in the colors I would wear for her.
You always wear lilac.
Then we would accidentally match, like not even on purpose.
Yeah.
And now she's the one making me match. But I keep reminding myself there will be a day she's too embarrassed to even be around me.
Yeah.
And I should soak it in that she wants to match me and it's actually super cute.
So cute.
But I'm like, girl, you can't get whatever you want just because you named Flower Day on a random Sunday.
But where did she learn that from? Us. She's like,
to that.
It's time to celebrate. Yeah, and she definitely. But I just love that she like is smart enough to make up a holiday and be like, and these are the requirements. Put the pancakes on deck. We need chocolate chips. We need whipped cream. We need syrup. Let's go. And it's like, no one else has talked about this. This isn't a thing. But she's very confident. She reminds me so much of my sister-in-law, and my mother-in-law always is like, Addie is mini Maddie. And it's really funny because their names also rhyme. But we always laugh, and Jennifer, my mother-in-law, is always like, I knew when she was a kid, she's either going to be a serial killer and like a cult leader, or she's going to be like president and like amazing. And I see that so much with Addie. I'm like, it could go one of two ways. And we really gotta cradle that baby's craziness.
Well, you know what? My sister actually, Lauren, sent me a text yesterday. Fun fact about serial killers. Now that you're talking about that, of cradling craziness. Most of the world's serial killers have been Geminis, and she wanted to remind me of that because I'm a Gemini.
We're both Geminis.
And you're a Gemini.
Oh my God.
So thanks, Lauren, for really trying to like.
Also, Lauren's barely not a Gemini. She's a Cancer, which is July. So Lauren, she's at the end of June,
Lauren, and so
grow up.
She's like, "Oh, you're a Gemini." And
wait,
so
what's her birthday? June 30th.
No, it's June 30th. Yeah.
Lauren, I don't want to hear shit from you. You're 9 days away from joining us, baby girl. Come to the crazy side.
How sweet that you knew her birthday.
I'm like Rain Man with birthdays. It's kind of one of my weird talents.
She's on the spectrum with that point.
For sure.
She can
remember
birthdays.
I remember everyone's birthdays. I remember birthdays from people I went to elementary school with.
Yeah.
Still.
So
why?
If you end up with a stalker, you know that it's Emily.
Well, that's why I love history, because I'm so good at remembering dates. That's how I can like always remember. It's kind of embarrassing. But also cool.
Okay. One more thing that I wanted to mention was the club sunscreen again. Yeah. So they sent us the full bottles of sunscreen, and we got to try it out. And I felt like a little celebrity, I'm not going to lie, because I was like, oh, I just got merchandise. And so I got to try it out today. And let me tell you, like, it smells really citrusy. What's funny is I couldn't smell it at first, and y'all were giving me a hard time because I can't smell very well.
Anything.
I can't. But I had my aunt smell it because she was over, and she was like, oh, yeah, it smells such citrusy. I'm like, oh, I said it smelled like lemons. I wasn't that far off. So it smelled really good. And then I used it on Addie while she was playing outside in the backyard. And so if you're looking for some safe, like, mineral sunscreen for your kids, and it's for adults too, like it doesn't have to be for both. What I liked about it with mineral sunscreen, like I've used the baby Janix before, which I like, it's fine, but it's very, very white, and so you put it on and it's just like a white coating all over them, and it really doesn't soak in. And I will say the club sunscreen soaked in really quickly.
Well, and mineral sunscreen can smell funky.
Yeah, and this one really does really good. So
yeah.
I'm a fan, and like I'm not just saying that because they sent us a bottle. I really like it.
Yeah.
So that code is all capitals. Cheers to that 20, and that also gets you 20% off. So as we're gearing up into the summer, like go ahead and just order some because you can use it for your kids and you. And I just feel like it just simplifies everything, and knowing like what you're putting on their bodies.
Yep. So club sunscreen. Cheers to that 20.
Yeah.
I also want to go back here for a second. What brand of mineral sunscreen did you say you use?
Baby Janix.
Can you spell Janix?
Ganics. What's it called?
Do you think it would be Baby Ganix?
No, I'm Hispanic, so that G is pronounced as a J.
Do you think it would be Baby Ganix, like organic?
If you're a coworker I work with, please don't judge my phonological awareness skills.
Oh, not phonological after Baby Janix. She's got multitudinous possibilities. She's smart and dumb. Not really. You're not
Is
dumb.
it really Baby Ganix?
Kortnie, why would it be Baby Janix?
Well, Baby Ganix sounds weird. It sounds like a gimmick.
It sounds
baby gimmick.
It sounds like organic, which I'm assuming is where Gamic comes from. Bitch, I literally, okay, first of all, don't throw up on my microphone.
No,
Your microphone.
I'm coughing.
Secondly, I already said it once and you still didn't get it? Are you okay?
Organic, baby, organic. I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time.
Holy shit. And what's so cool about you is that you'll argue a point.
Oh, I love to argue a point I know I'm wrong about.
Yes.
I love
and it is
to.
one thing that makes me want to kill you.
It's my favorite pastime, actually.
Oh my God.
As my coworkers say, you say things with so much conviction, we actually believe you. Until then, I am good about calling myself out. Like, I'll say something and then, like, I'm not a pathological liar, people. Like, I'll say something and then I'm like, ooh, I should look that up. And then I look it up and I'm like, oh, sorry, y'all, I was wrong. And my coworkers are like, we believed you.
But I've told you, and this is after years of being your friend, I have realized there is a certain face you make when I know you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but you are trying.
I try to commit. I
can feel it. I can literally look at you and I'm like, bitch, I know you don't know what you're talking about. And you're always like, yeah, I actually don't know. I'm like, you're kidding. Because you do say it so confidently. You bamboozled me for the first few years of our friendship. You bamboozled me with your lies and your confidence.
My lies?
With your facts. Excuse me, with your facts.
Okay,
that you would spew.
Can we be clear to the audience? These are like fun facts that I spew.
Yeah, you're not like lying about weird shit.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Clear
You're
this
not
up.
lying about your childhood. You're like, we're going to go for a walk. It's 1.7 miles. And then it's 10 miles, and I've worn riding boots to the walk.
That actually happened.
Yeah, no shit. And I had to carry Rosie's daughter on my shoulders.
Like, a 2-mile walk turns into 5. It's all good. But
I hate exercise.
Thank you for clearing up my name.
No, you're not a liar. You just like say shit, and then it's like, but you don't actually know.
Like, I don't know at all.
But you're very confident in your delivery, and so I'm glad your coworkers have picked up on this as well.
Yeah, they love me.
They deserve to be aware of your.
They're like, thank God she's leaving next year.
Whatever. No, they love you. Please. Okay, really, really, really fast.
Yeah,
we're about to run out of time.
God. Yeah.
I don't think that's the actual time. Okay. Cheers and jeers. Hit me.
Okay. Jeers. I'm going to start off with the bad. Tucker ended up with pink eye because, like I've said, he ends up with every illness known to man at daycare. And so, honestly, I thought it started out. This is just a public announcement. Like, if you ever see your kid just with like gunk in their eye, don't just assume it's allergies. Because I really thought, like, I even called the online doctor that we have, and they're like, "Oh, I bet it's just like allergies. It's like a clogged." I almost said milk duct. Clogged. What's that called? Eye duct?
Tear duct.
Tear duct. Thank you. See, I didn't try to say it confidently like I knew it. It's just like a clogged tear duct. And then by the next morning, both of his eyes were gunky. And I was like, shit, we have the pink eye. And I have PTSD from you with you and Fielding having
we had viral pink eye for 6 weeks last year.
What felt like an eternity.
Oh my God.
Because pink eye is, I've never had it, knock on some wood. Actually, some of the teachers that I teach with in the room, they ended up with it because we like play, we let the kids like play with kinetic sand sometimes. Ugh. And I think that's how it got passed around. So they would come to the table. So it like spread through our room and I never got it. Anyways, fast forward to now, Tucker had it. But as soon as we put those eye drops in, I swear like 2 hours later, it was instant.
Which is so good because that means it's bacterial.
Yeah. Well, because yours was viral, which is why it wouldn't go away.
It would not. And you know what?
Yeah.
Connor never got it.
Yeah. Yeah,
which is weird.
Which is weird that he didn't.
He doesn't ever
because
get
it is very
Fielding
contagious.
Woke up his first birthday party. He went and tried to take a nap. He woke up
and his eyes were so bad.
He looked like Forrest Whitaker. One of his eyes was literally closed, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And we're singing "Happy Birthday" to him, and he looks
he looks like
Quasimodo, like so bad. It's so swollen. His eyes swollen shut. Everyone's like. And I'm like,
fun.
No, guys, it's all good. It's all good.
It's just allergies.
No one ended up with pink eye from the party. It was the two of us, and we even started letting him be around Addie.
Well, because it was like 6 weeks.
Oh my God,
at that
it
point,
wouldn't stop.
And to know, we did quarantine the kids like after we found out, and it sucks to have know that our kids are sick and like, oh, we can't hang out with y'all.
But like, best buddies.
But what we don't want is like for him to get pink eye again, and so
I physically can't get pink eye again. I will remove both my eyes. I mean,
they say 24 hours with antibiotics. You said 48. I'll take 48. Like I think to be on the safe side, it's better. But anyways, his eyes are so much better. So if you ever think like, hey, I think my kid is on the verge of pink eye, just call in prescription drops and just get them started.
I'm like, loaded up on those antibiotic drops. I have so many around my house. And after we found out Tucker had it, sorry to any medical people, I was like, put it in his eyes.
Yeah,
like,
we're going to do this preventatively. Too, and you and Carol both told me. Yeah. Carol is what I call my work grandma because she takes care of me.
I've also adopted her as my grandma.
Yeah, she is like one of the biggest important parts of me at my school. And she was like, you should really put like some drops in Addie's eyes to prevent. Yes. And you had said the same thing. And so,
and like wash your pillowcases. And like, there's so many. I mean, I know these because I'm a pink eye aficionado, which is not
you had to be.
It's not a badge I ever wanted to have, but I have it regardless.
Like even washing pillowcases. I know I was asking you, like, please give me all the tips because I think Addie had it once, but it literally lasted like maybe 12 hours because we caught it so early. Yeah. And with Tucker, he just gets everything so badly. So we survived that.
Boys are sensitive men.
Yeah, they are, and very dramatic.
Very.
My cheers for the week is that my aunt and uncle came down to visit, and it's always so nice having family down. Like we get to visit, and we miss that part of Oklahoma, but it's also like we got a lot of help too. Like when they're just, my aunt's very naturally helpful, and so like as I am cooking lunch, like she's doing dishes, and I feel like I had a really like fulfilled weekend, and like I got to meal prep little protein pancake like donuts, quote unquote, for the kids this week because I had the energy to do it. I'm like, like I had help and I had the energy to do it, and it was just really nice. So I had a good visit with them, and like that's definitely my celebration. Like they got good time with the kids, and in return, like I got good time with my kids because I wasn't stressed out. Like I was getting to like enjoy all of the time.
For sure. I love that.
Yeah. What about you?
Okay, my cheers is kind of one from last week because I completely spaced and forgot to mention it. But my baby sister graduated from nursing school. So congratulations,
she did it.
Haley, you little genius. Yes, she
did it.
She graduated from nursing school from Texas State. She already has her first nursing job lined up. She's going to be a labor and delivery nurse too, just like our other sister. In Austin.
Okay, I was going to say, probably don't say exactly where, but she's going to be
here's
in
the
Austin.
hospital address. No, just kidding. She'll be in Austin still. She's like, she lived in Round Rock for nursing school, but yeah, so she'll still be up there, but I'm just really excited for her because she's starting at
amazing.
Kind of a smaller hospital compared to like the med center in Houston and getting that good experience and just like learning the ropes because it's like anything else. School doesn't necessarily prepare you as well as like actual in the field experience. So she's going to
excited for
sow her oats up there and then hopefully move back to Houston eventually.
Fingers are crossed.
Yes.
I act like she's, part of like my family
it's
as
all the same.
But
it's all the same.
I mean, it's just so much fun. Like whenever your family's around, we always have so much fun.
I know. So I'm super, super proud of her. So I've got one sibling left that has not even graduated high school that will make it through college.
Yeah, he's on his way. I mean, a couple years.
Yeah, he'll be 17 this year. So
it's crazy.
I know. So so I'm super proud of Haley. And then my jeers is that I kept feeling home one day this week and he was like outside over and over again. And I was like, fine. But I was on a meeting. So I was like, hey dude, like you got to wait 15 minutes. But I went over to him and I was
like, he understands 15 minutes, but
I was being like really sweet, like, buddy, you just have to wait for just a second. Yeah. Mom's got to finish this. And I guess at that point I had like crouched down near him and also like turned my head because when I say threw, I mean, he like a quarterback in the NFL.
He's a Hulk.
Chunked a Hot Wheel at my head. My head is still sore. He did it and it like made me stagger. Like I was like, oh my God. Like my head is sore. I was like, I'm going to be bleeding. Like I'm going to need stitches. Yeah. So then I took him outside 15 minutes later, a little shit. And then he turned around and went back in. He was like, I'm good. After assaulting me.
Fielding. No, buddy.
Yeah. So that was a fun conversation. And then he was really upset because he got disciplined a little bit. So then he just sat in the kitchen and looked at me like I ruined his life. When he was the perpetrator of the violence.
I mean, Tucker bit me the other night because I wouldn't give him another snack. He loves to go, knack, 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 knack. And that means snack. And he had already had dinner and like 3 snacks. And so I said no. And he bit me twice on my arm. And I'm here
Getting
to tell
bitten is the worst.
you,
Fielding
like,
bit me last night. I have a mark.
and the
was on
crazy
accident.
thing is when we tell stories about these boys, like we make them sound like little gremlins, and they are, but they're also like
so
they're so sweet. Like Tucker, like he'll pucker up his little lips and like give me and Matt a kiss. Like if we're doing like if Matt and I are like doing a little kiss to say goodbye or whatever, and then he wants a kiss too, and like he's so cuddly, but at the same time, like the other, I texted you because on Saturday morning he woke up out of his sleep, bit my arm, took the rubber band off my wrist, put it on his wrist, and then went back to sleep. So like that summarizes like he is the sweetest, cuddliest little thing, but also like he's out for vengeance.
I also gave Tucker CTE the other day, like the head injury concussion.
Oh,
Like
he got knocked down a little.
Oh, I like full on. He was walking, and like I'm used to Fielding just being like away from me because he like goes and does his own thing so hard all the time. And Tucker was like right in my walking path. I freaking bodied that kid.
Well,
like
and Tucker,
I knocked him to the ground. I was like, oh my God.
And he's in that stage that he has that dramatic reaction. So even if it doesn't hurt, he's like,
the look he was giving me.
He has a full frowny face and he's just crying.
And he is grimacing at me like, you piece of shit. How dare you come into my house
knock
me over? And I was like, I'm so sorry, buddy.
Yes.
It was terrible. It was terrible, but it's fine. We made it. We're
out here surviving, y'all, and I hope you're out there surviving too.
Surviving, thriving, and driving.
Yep. Yeah,
maybe
we're going to stick
part,
with
but just
that.
surviving
we're
and
just
thriving.
Surviving and thriving, and you know, we're just okay. We're just okay.
Everyone else is having the time of their life, and it's just an okay experience.
Hey, we're in the last 2 weeks of school, so I'm on the way up.
Amen. I'm ready to party. I am ready to.
And by
rumble.
party, we mean go and swim with our kids in the pool in the middle
like
of the day, and then put them down for a nap.
At 9
and then we
a.m.
take
before
a
the
nap.
sun gets too high. Literally.
That's what we mean by party. We're really wild.
Drinking milk and not us.
And eating crackers.
Yeah, that's what all the kids do. Anyways, on that note,
thanks y'all for tuning in. We hope to see y'all next week.
Yes, remember to rate, review, subscribe, and
do all the things.
I feel like I need to end with a song again, but I don't have one in my brain.
It's time to party. Arty.
Is that an original?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna jump in. Ready?
Oh,
are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's time to party. Like we're hardy. It's summer time.
Summer. Whoa, Taylor Swift should drop. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, bye.
Bye.
We love you. Mwah.